All right, YouTube, welcome to another episode of reacting to the preview of Wuthering Waves. Today we're gonna react to the 2.5 preview. I don't even know why I'm doing this this intro because like I'm gonna cut it from my stream anyway. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna be reacting to it basically. It's definitely the shortest one yet, I think. A lot of the time, right? The preview for like Wuthering Wave has been like around an hour, so I'm really surprised that like we're going down in terms of like out like time now. Because I know the first, I think when Rina Sita got released in 2.0, the duration of the preview was like an hour, and then I think like around 2.2 or 2.3 and 2.4, I think it's around 50 minutes, but now we're at 49. So it's definitely going down in terms of like duration, especially keep in mind, right? Once the stream starts, there usually still like a countdown, like what we're seeing here. So I'm just really surprised that they've been like getting shorter and shorter. Now, hopefully that means hopefully that means the info is more condensed. But I'm also kind of scared that like the shorter preview means less content in general. So like who knows? Like maybe this shorter preview like duration means there's gonna be like less content in this current patch, next patch right here. But it also makes sense because 2.5 is technically a filler patch. I think like they always go with like prime not prime numbers, odd number patches being like a filler, and then the even number being like the main quest, the main content, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's go immediately to like the meaty stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna go toward the 30 seconds, like the 15 seconds mark, actually, like the 10-second mark right here, and then I'm gonna take a drink while the whole thing starts.
小伙伴们，晚上好，我是霸王，咱们又见面啦。
Hello， 大家晚上好，初次见面，我是一策划，欢迎收看明朝2.5版本前瞻通讯。在2.4版本中，虽然有不少的波折，但是呢，七秋决斗冠军赛还是圆满落下了帷幕。
是的，希望大家喜欢荣光之都七秋以及七秋决斗竞技所带来的激情，而接下来的冒险也已经在等待着各位漂泊者们了。不过，虽然说目前七秋的民众们还都沉浸在冠军赛的余温当中，但实际上我们都知道，七秋的异常其实还没有得到彻底的解决，还是有很多的未知处于层层迷雾之中。
是的，那我们不妨来回顾一下之前所得到的信息吧。在2.4版本的剧情中，我们追随着卡迪西亚的频率来到了七秋，与路帕组队赢下了七秋决斗冠军赛。并在夺冠的过程
this is kind of like a spoiler for me.
进入了残星会剧作
Kind of like a spoiler for me because technically I haven't played the story, right? So
作家克里斯
I don't really,
所创作的
by the time I'm actually playing the story, I probably forget
背后的
or I don't remember the full
化解了
details.
七秋的黑潮危机，最终与路帕卡迪西亚在现实中重逢。在故事的最后，岁主因白纳多留给漂泊者的信息也逐渐清晰。他指引着我们前往七秋的猎场，但与此同时，有一点，想必大家也有七秋的猎场，但与此同时，有一点，想必大家也有注意到，卡迪西亚似乎受到了索诺拉黑潮的影响，体内的力量产生了异常，因此漂泊者建议他前往黑海岸接受检测。那么最近，在接受了漂泊者的邀请之后，卡迪西亚前往了黑海岸。
Oh,
目
we're
前
bringing
已
the
经有了一
wives.
些初步的检测结果。卡迪西亚虽然暂无大碍，但想要彻底弄清楚异常原因，还需
We're
要
bringing
更
the
多的
wives
时
into
间。
the shores
另外
now.
在检
That's
测中，
great.
卡
I
迪
love
西
it.
亚再
Gonna
次
bring
感
home
受
all the
到了
wives.
明示利维亚坦的残留力量，
Gathering
而
wives at
这
its
股力量
finest.
似乎更靠近拉古纳哦。
明示的力量，哎，一策划，我突然想到，弗洛洛之前从剧本索罗拉拿走了一块宝石，他这个举动总让我觉得似乎另有含义。你说这事儿会不会就跟他有关？
哎，霸王很敏锐哦，这次的剧情确实与弗洛诺息息相关。 可靠的黑海岸，以及帮助我们追踪到了那股明示财力的具体坐标。接下来就看各位漂泊者的啦。
那话不多说，现在让我们先来看看2.5版本的版本 PV《生命不灭的亲歌》，去一起一探究竟吧。
The closer you come to death, the sharper the weight of life cuts to expose what you truly desire.
Ooh, violin.
A touch of vibrancy woven into ruin. An opus of life that lasts for an eternity.
Unfading melody of life. I'm not a music expert, right? But judging by the music alone, that sounds like a tragedy already. So that means like there's a tragedy in her past, which I think kind of makes sense. Because she looks super tuney. Ooh, wait. Is this underwater? This looks like underwater because this is seaweed, right? So this is an underwater area. Yeah.
The depth.
The depths.
Beyond
Yeah,
me.
especially since the way they say like the depths. Oh.
Where secret treasures often hide.
So we're getting the equivalent of Fontaine now, with like the underwater exploration. Interesting. Swimming, yeah. It looks exactly like the swimming from the Fontaine. And look at this, like, yeah, this definitely looks really similar to like what I didn't play Genshin. I do know that Fontaine has something similar to this. I think I saw it on like some videos or something. Now I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1 recreation, but it's definitely similar. Like there's something like a big tube or machinery from like Fontaine area, from what I remember.
Enchanted. The faithful of the deep followed its course.
But I think it still makes sense for us to be having like an underwater exploration in 2.5, right? Because Kartatia is the queen or like the goddess of like gale and tides, so like water. So that makes sense for us, like since like she's unstable and we're trying to like help her, that we have to like explore a water theme area. And also the whole Rinascita so far region has always been like water related theme, right? Fishing, Cardatia being jellyfish team, you know, and like, and not Cardatia, Cantarella, I'm sorry. And Cardatia being the queen of gale and tides earlier. So like it makes sense for like everything to be water theme around here.
To claim the divine power as their own. I felt the disharmony within the lost beyond.
Okay, straight up, this is very similar to HSR. The Sunday battle area, like the Sunday battle arena. Sorry, but like this looks similar. But it's definitely its own. It definitely has its own identity, but it's definitely similar. But to be fair, I think the theme is kind of the same. They're both like music related. Like with like Sunday more of like a hymn, or like a kind of like the music is more of like it's part of his theme, but it's not his main theme. Like it's not the core of his theme. It's just a part of it. But for Frolova, I think music has always been a part of like her whole thing, because like it's always like her life is like a drama, like some sort of like a theater, right? So like it's always have like music in it too.
Here we shall witness the advent.
I love this arena. I love it. I love this arena.
Of the lost beyond.
I'm not here to play games. Cut to the chase. What are you after?
Now I'm intrigued. Tell me, if death were closing in, what would be your final thought? Thus,
The way she attacks is like dancing. Her attack animation is like her dancing, and then like not just dancing. I think it's a bit of like a dance and like also a like a theatric like performance. So she's definitely like very like heavily referenced like around those themes.
you fool.
Like look at this. Like see, like the dance and like the theatric performance animations.
Cadence, hold.
That's actually really cool. By the way, I haven't watched the stream. This is my first time too. Great. We get to like show our first reaction together because like I haven't watched this at all either. So this is definitely my first. I love this. This is the stream call. Okay, let me increase the. Ooh. Oh, okay.
The foundation of the paradise is.
See, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, but I don't know. Like again, my gacha experience hasn't been that good. I don't know if I want to spend even more money on this game, especially when I'm trying to save up. But she's definitely like from the perspective of like how good she looks really good. And also, I don't know if it's just me, but like let me go back a bit, right? But like I don't know. I don't know if you guys notice, but like okay, man, the fact that I cannot like slowly move, like I cannot slowly.
The foundation of the.
Okay, if you guys look at the model, it seems like they improved the model on this guy. Who is it called again? I forgot his name because we haven't seen him in a while, right? But like I don't know why, but like I think like the first thing that made me notice would be like the color of his mask and his hair here. It looks more contrasty. So I'm wondering if they changed the model for it. Because the hair color is darker, it's more strong, like more vibrant, and the mask was also much more like has more like shading on it. So I was wondering if like the model, if they're doing the same thing as like what they did with Camellia, right? Like when you meet her first time in 1.0, the model looks good, but it's like and like there's a different tier of it when she becomes playable. You can use dot and comma and to go bit by bit. Oh, okay. I did not know that because I never needed to do that. But thank you for the information. But yeah, you can kind of see like his hair has like shading here. Like you can kind of see like in the corner here, his hair has better shading, and like also his mask. Like look at this, right? The mask has like shading too. Like that's what I've noticed so far though. Like I don't know if that's the case. We'll have to see. But like based on this, I don't know if this is the ray tracing at play. But considering that this is a cutscene, like a pre-rendered cutscene, I'm assuming that this is like a new model, a better model.
The paradise is complete.
And also considering that you have to like considering that he's the main antagonist of this story, right? That means like even if he's not playable, at least he's gonna be someone that you have to fight. I'm assuming. So that's why they need the better model. Maybe that's why.
It's time to.
Because like if it's gonna be an epic boss fight, then they need the better model, obviously, to like kind of like highlight.
Purge those who have strayed.
With this power, I will unite the divided minds and build a paradise where tears no longer fall. This is like exactly what the okay, so judging by this is gonna be like a bit of like a theory crafting, but like judging by like what he's saying, that means like he's been completely overtaken by the Leviathan, because this is what Leviathan wanted, right? Like this is really funny because like what Leviathan wants is exactly the same as if you guys never played Elden Ring, there's something called like three fingers in Elden Ring. And it's like an outer god of like it's kind of like a representation of like outer god of madness. And what they want is to like to burn everything so everything becomes one. So like destroy everything so everything can becomes like, you know, to everything returns to like the primordial, like, you know, to the base form and like everything becomes one, and like every like you know to like so it's kind of like to make it simple, it's kind of like communism. Everyone gets the same thing. Fuck you all. But yeah, it's the same concept, right? Leviathan and madness. And based on like what he's saying here, this is exactly the promise that Leviathan gives to Kartatia when she was talking. Like when you were fighting, like she showed, like when you were shown her dreams, like when she was fighting the Leviathan. Leviathan was talking about like how like, oh, you know, like in this side, in the dark tide, there's like, you know, there's no consciousness, there's no individuals, there's only one mind, you know. There's only one mind. There's, you know, everyone. I think like one of the description is like when you were talking with Kartatia about like how like everyone gets to like sing and like like wail and echo or something like that. Like I don't remember the exact details of like the words, but like basically everyone, like there is no individual. There's all, you know, there's no more individualism. There's only gonna be like one mind, and no, there's no more battle and everything like that. Everyone is just gonna be like become one. So this is basically like Leviathan taking over, I think.
Even the most unpredictable story will one day welcome its conclusion. And when that moment comes, the final
Okay,
vision.
so just from the cutscene, this I should have used the coma and dot again.
Even the most unpredictable story will one day
This cutscene alone, it seems like she's being betrayed,
welcome
right?
its conclusion.
Like the way they edited this part is like it seems like she got betrayed, right? Like the way this looks, there's only two ways. Either she gets betrayed, like by the way they edited this scene, or she's helping us fighting Leviathan, and then she got knocked back. Because I don't think this is this is a scene where we fight her. I think this is a scene where she does something to help us. So I think she's gonna be like a more of like an ambiguous like character rather than a straight up villain. But that's just like my interpretation here.
Moment comes, we must act. None shall stop the final cadenza.
Especially the way the song plays. Like the song is kind of like somber and like kind of sad. Like again, a tragedy, right? So like I wonder if that's like her tragedy. Is that like even despite like acting evil, like at the end of the day she couldn't like fully embrace the evil part, like the evilness. I think I wonder. But also, on the other hand, I think while I did not see the preview, I did see a posting from like the I think the Wuthering Wave account, and I think she was described to be immortal, so like she technically cannot die. So even if she does that, I think she should recover. Because like I don't know if you guys know, but apparently Frolova cannot die and she cannot age. Based on like the description. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, apparently according to the description, like if she's in full power, I think like her outer body can like regenerate within seconds. And if she get destroyed on the inside, so like her insides, her organs, she can regenerate in minutes. I think like there's like some sort of like report, like overclocking report or something like that. And like when she overclocks, she can kind of like expand her like area of influence or something, like the map, like the whole region thingy. So like technically, like I don't think she can die. Because like the description at least says that she cannot age because of like her like her resonance, her forte. But I don't like, you know, this is again my theory, right? You know, maybe she can die, but like it is said that she cannot age and she can regenerate. So I'm assuming she's nearly immortal, like, you know, nigh immortal. Which, you know, like that means like she's near godlike, kind of like us. Like our character also cannot die, right? Because like I think we used to be godlike beings. So we'll have to see, you know. I really hope it sheds more story on our like characters too.
信息量不少哦，出现了我们熟悉的面孔，残星会会监弗洛洛，银海修会主座芬莱克，还看到那个类似宝石的物品，而且环境也很特别，我们好像来到了海底的一个大型制造工厂。
是的，这颗宝石是海底明氏残力的来源，也正是弗洛诺之前从剧本所拿走的那一块。而这个神秘的海底空间叫做银海试验场。2.5 版本的故事即将在这里展开。
这个名字听起来和
Connection to the Order of the
也离不开关系啊。
没错，银海试验场是修会生产公共深海的区域，而在这个空间里，弗诺诺也隐藏着自己的秘密。在2.5 版本中，漂泊者会在这里与弗洛诺展开一场博弈。
哦，又一次要和弗洛诺正面对决了。不过看版本 PV 里，漂泊者在此期间好像会和弗洛诺同行一段路程，看起来也没有
is it, by the way, guys, is it loud enough for you guys? Can you guys hear what they're talking, like their voice?
出现在了这里呢？
这一切的真相
Just let me know if it's too quiet or too loud.
亲自在2.5 版本的潮汐任务中去寻找答案吧。2.5 版本将开放潮汐任务第2章第7幕捕梦于神秘园中，漂泊者将前
Dreamcatchers in the Secret Gardens. Dreamcatchers. Fabricatorium. Fabricatorium. Oh man, the way they make their names sometimes. In search of the Trinodian residual energy.
前往银海试验场探寻明氏残力，在此过程中与弗洛诺再度相遇，并逐渐解开关于他的谜团。
那不如我们就先给漂泊者们介绍一下这位2.5版本即将登场的全新共鸣者弗洛洛吧。好的。
弗洛洛吧。Yeah, I don't know if I have enough money for all of these like new characters coming out every time. Especially with how bad my gacha rolls do. Cause like, you know, in case you guys don't know, Nikkei has like a collab happening right now. Like a rerun of like I think the Nier Automata like collab. And then Girls Frontline is having a banner for like I think Springfield is her name. Punishing Grey Raven is selling some skins for like other characters too, like their new characters.
我记得在初次踏足荆州时，漂泊者就已经和弗洛洛打过照面，但好像经历了这么多事件之后
，Maybe it's just me playing too much games right then.
没错，弗洛诺作为残星会会监，始终对漂泊者
But you know, that's exactly why I think I should stop, right?
相信他在之前剧情里每一次登台，都给漂泊者留下了深刻的印象。他身上有着很多未知的谜团。 就像它掩盖在绷带之下的一瞳，危险而又神秘。弗诺诺是一位湮灭属性的五星共鸣者，
I'm assuming it's going to be rectifier.
作为武器。大家可能不知道的是，在步入指挥家行列之前，他是以
Okay, so based on the Ascension material, there's going to be obviously new map with the new flower and new boss with the new item. So there's gonna be one new boss at least, and definitely new map area. You need to reduce the load at least. Yes, I do. I've been playing way less though. Like for example, like I was see, this is let me tell you a funny story. I was planning to play Uma Musume. And then something that is like in my I feel like for other people would probably be considered minor problem, but like for me it makes me quit playing the game. It stops me from playing the game completely, and it's gonna be really funny. So I was playing the game and I got a good roll on my account, right? So like this is not, I'm not re-rolling accounts. I was just having 2 accounts, one on my phone and one on my Steam, and I was like, okay, let me roll on this 2 account. Whichever one is better, I'm gonna delete the other one. So it's only 2 accounts, right? And then I found like, you know, one of the accounts ended up being way better, ended up being better. So I kept it. And then what happened is that I linked the wrong email to that account, and I cannot unlink it now. And because of that, I just was like, I'm not gonna play with this email. Isn't that funny? I stopped playing a game because the email I put the wrong email. It's technically my fault, right? Because like I synced it to the wrong email. But like because of that, I just straight up didn't continue playing. So it's kind of sad because a lot of people seems to like it. I got bored and deleted it, to be honest. I mean, it's a Japanese gacha, right? Japanese gacha is usually less about gameplay and more about like story. I think that's a lot of the things that I've been noticing is that like Chinese gacha is a lot of the time where like a lot of like the gameplay happens. Japanese gacha has like less gameplay in general, and Korean I think is leaning closer toward like the Japanese. Like for example, Nikkei is a Korean gacha, right? A Korean company. And Blue Archive is also Korean, right? And like the gameplay is definitely less of a priority, but like it's more of the stories and the characters. While like think of like in Chinese like gacha games, like think something like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Wave. Those are like fairly like more focused toward like gameplay. So like that's what I've been noticing a lot. I feel like for Japanese specifically, they've always I feel like Japanese games a lot of the time has always been behind in terms of like gameplay. A lot of them. Like a lot of like think of like something like even Elden Ring, right? Like if there's one thing Elden Ring would be behind, it's definitely the gameplay system and the graphics and the technical aspect of the game. Like if you guys zoom in into like the texture of like Elden Ring, if you guys like see, Elden Ring is basically running on Dark Souls engine, right? It's technically old. But they've put a lot of emphasis on like stories and characters and like world building. And that's like usually what Japanese like companies do. So a lot of the time, if the story does not hit, they just couldn't make it. That's how I feel. Anyway, we should keep going.
展开自己音乐生涯的弗诺诺喜欢音乐，追求极致优秀的乐章，在演奏和指挥时，还会对乐曲进行奇异的变奏与夸张。当那只彼岸花指挥棒随旋律扬起，美妙的音符就像魔力般变成花朵绽放。他就这么沉浸在自己的世界里，优雅。
Okay, here's something that I am happy Kuro is doing is that like she's a rectifier, and you could see her weapon because like I think like the thing I hated the most about Shakona, like the Bard girl, is that like you can barely see her gun. What's the point of having the weapon if you barely see her gun?
弗诺诺的动作结合了他指挥家的身份，并且融合了彼岸花这一意象，比如在休闲状态下。能看到弗诺诺对美丽的提琴曲进行指挥，而在战斗中，弗诺诺也会融合指挥家标志性的肢体动作。
Wait, she uses a gun? Yeah, Shakona is a gun character. You've never seen the gun.
是一种极为优雅的战斗姿态。
我记得他还拥有召唤和操纵残像的能力，那他的战斗方式是不是也和这个能力有关？
是的。在战斗中，弗诺诺会指挥赫卡特对敌人进行攻击。作为完美主义的指挥家，
But yeah, I think this is gonna be like more of a showcase on her character, right? You guys want to watch this? Because like, I was hoping to like more react more closer towards like the features that is coming in the content that is coming in the preview. But like I guess like we can technically like react to the attacks animation. Like I was talking about earlier about how like her attacks definitely looks more like, I don't mind if you skip. I should at least probably like address it, right? Because like that way like people don't really miss anything from my reaction in a way. But like you can kind of see like her attacks animation at least is definitely much more theatric and like more like a performance. And there's ooh, that's an interesting description. When she takes off the bandage, she enters overclocking states. I think she's probably the first character that actually uses her like overclocking as like a power move. I feel like a lot of other characters they don't get described this way. So she's definitely one of the I think she's like one of probably the first character that embraces the overclocking state. Because like everyone else tries to avoid it, right? For example, like when overclocking happened to Yang Yang, her hair changes into feather, right? So she's been trying to control. That's why like she's trying to like control emotion. That's why she seems a bit like emotionless. It's because like she's trying to keep her emotions in control. And like I think like another person that would like enters overclocking state would be Danjin, right? But Danjin also tries to avoid it, right? Danjin uses it like her power when you use the ultimate and like the second sword. I think that's part of like her overclocking, I think. Like but like her overclocking causes like her personality shift, I think, according to like the description. So I think she also tries to avoid it. But like Prolova is straight up like using the overclocking state, I feel like. So that's really interesting. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some other characters that actually utilizes it. But she seems to be the first one, at least from what I've seen, that like actually openly use it.
展开彼岸剧场领域。
Yeah, and you can look like when she used the overclocking is like she actually does like the scene that we see in the 2.0 when we fight her the first time, where she sat on like the ring thingy and then like she summons this whole thingy like the. Ooh, she has different like expression for it too. Hecate, I think that's her like creation, right? It shows different facial expressions. Maestro. That is so cool, but it looks dangerous because like, can you be killed on this state or not?
域内不断移动攻击敌人，同时乐谱将会从左到右开始演奏。赫卡特会根据当前所处章节的不同乐声
volatile notes, so it depends on the color of the notes that you have here. It changes their expression.
那我有一个问题啊，处于指挥状态的弗罗洛是否会受到敌人的攻击呢？
弗罗洛的完美主义不能接受任何人的干扰，所以在这个状态下。 弗诺诺自身不会受到敌人的直接攻击，因此不会被打断。但此敌人的直接
won't be targeted by enemy attack and therefore will not be interrupted. Okay, that's a sussy way of like describing it. Not being targeted means like it works on like certain bosses, but like if the boss is like fucking like Cartetia and she just like AoE the whole map, you're still gonna get hit. So you're not invulnerable. You just don't get targeted. Can you dodge? No, I don't think you can. I think you're controlling I think you're controlling Hecate there, based on from what I'm seeing. But like the way they describe it, it means like you're not fully protected. So that's gonna be kind of dangerous, unless you don't have to control her. So you can just like, you know, if she does the attack automatically, you can just quick swap her. So like it doesn't matter if she's invulnerable or not. So we'll have to see. This is all my conclusion, right? Based on what they're saying, right?
但此状态下，赫卡特会继承弗诺诺的属性，两者共享基础状态，也就意味着，如果赫卡特受到伤害，弗诺诺也会受到相应的伤害。但如果此时切换其他队友上场，赫卡特将不会受到任何伤害。
Oh yeah, look at that.
弗诺诺会自动
Prolova will see.
配合队友共同攻击。
So you can do it. There you go.
队友释放深海技能时，赫卡特会与其进行共鸣，对敌人进行一次对应当前乐声类型的强化攻击。在演奏结束后，弗诺诺还会从彼岸裂缝中对敌人召唤一次强烈打击。
优雅，太优雅了！弗洛洛战斗真是不可错过的美妙体验呐！
在 2.5 版本中，全新5星音感仪。 幽冥的忘忧章也将同步上线。
That is actually so pretty. I love it. the fact that you get the thingy too.
这件音感仪的外观看起来是一把小提琴，彼岸花是它的琴弓。记得刚刚在 PV 里也出现了小提琴，看来小提琴与弗洛洛有着某种特殊的羁绊啊。
没错，这把以小提琴为主体结构设计出来的音感仪，不仅凸显了弗诺诺曾作为音乐家的身份，也牵连着他过往的故事。而彼岸花既是弗诺诺的映射，是他共鸣能力的特征，也是让这把琴能够演奏出独特乐章的琴弓。绯红色的小提琴琴声扭转着不断生灭的乐章断片，彼岸花花瓣不断飘落。而在幽冥的忘忧章打开后，还会浮现多重乐章旋律构成的圆环，它们会不断环绕着琴声转动。
这件武器给我的感觉是优雅。
I think we should skip this because like they just describing the freaking weapon.
及全新武器的介绍啦。另外。
Yeah, I'm gonna skip all the like the useless part, like the part where they're trying to sell you something. Instead, I'm just gonna like stay around with the information. Overture is a new quest type coming in 2.5.
在这个新的章节形式中，漂泊者将通过。
Wait. Overture is new. Is it a new quest type? Short narrative and gameplay.
对后续版本
that sets stage for future. Okay, so Overture is like filler, basically.
进行先行了解，体验流程不会很长。
It's designed to be a brief experience. Okay, so it's like a filler story.
2.5版本潮汐序曲任务，铁锈建于烈阳中，漂泊者将可以体验到烈阳吸血之诗玩法。
Epic of the Blazing Sun gameplay where you'll dive into Augusta. So that means like the next banner is gonna be Augusta in 2.6 because like they're talking about Augusta. Oh shit. I hate this. This looks like one of those like card games where you are like, this reminds me of like in Honkai Star Rail where you have to do the Penacony story and like the main quest, and like there's the event where you have to like pick up the card and shit.
面临的选择，而这可能会使得他的成王之路发生一些变化。
那我的选择会对真正的现实产生影响吗？
不会，因为是讲述曾经的故事。 所以，漂泊者所选的选择对现实并没有任何影响，但这场特别的旅程也许会因为某些选择而意外终止。所以，请漂泊者在面临选择时谨慎考虑哦。
明白了。
This is gonna be time limited again. Oh man.
分叉通向无数的将来。
I wish they would stop doing that.
哎，霸王，接下来给漂泊者们介绍下银海试验场吧。
哎。 你先别急，在那之前，先让我们稍事休息，为大家送上本次前瞻通讯的第一个兑换码，请漂泊者们在兑换码的有效时间。
Considering that like the date is already passed, right? Because like I'm gonna skip the codes here. I don't know. I hope you guys already have claimed it because like I feel like the time has already passed for it. I believe. So it doesn't matter for me to like if I show this, right? It'll be different if this is like the live or something. The new area, Fabricatorium.
幽深神秘的区域要介绍的可不少哦。不过，首先还是让我们通过一段视频先行了解一下吧。
Interesting. Definitely a lot of like definitely fully underwater. Ooh, I love the whales there back there. Looks similar, like looks like a combination of like the cave that we have down in like in the Black Shores, but with a touch of like with Raguna's touch basically. So I don't know. See, I'm wondering, there are two ways for this to go, right? Either it's the way to save costs, you know, like they take like the old design and then revise it a bit and then you reuse it, or maybe there's like a lore explanation behind it. Maybe the technology that Black Shores had, for example, is taken from Raguna. So like, you know, when like maybe when Rover saved Raguna back then or something, visit Raguna back then, he was inspired and then he designed Black Shores based on like Raguna's design. Maybe there's a lower explanation for it, but maybe they're just trying to save time, right? Because like you can kind of see, right, this area is definitely much more like modern, like compared to like what we've been seeing like in, so like Raguna is very old fashioned. I think Aegon is like Septimon is a mix between like modern and like old fashioned. But this place looks like a Warframe map. It's definitely like a step above like what Septimon has in terms of design. And like you can kind of see like like all this like the lighting, well, not the lighting, but like the items that you have here. Ooh, I love this. This kind of reminds me of like the Sonorosphere, like not the Somnium or something like that, like the 1.5, 1.4 quest, the one that we have with a train and stuff.
这和我印象中的海底有很大的不同啊！而且每个区域都有各自的特色。
是的，银海试验场作为与陆地完全隔绝，不断生产、回收着大量公共深海的制造工
Use
厂，
and recycle
整体
common
被一种浓
echoes.
厚的当
Embodies a modern high-tech aesthetic. Okay, there you go. When is the update?
代
Next
科技
week.
氛围所笼。
The update is next week. That's why we only have like three days left for the banner, right? Because next week is like when the banner drops,
大家可以
the
看
new
到
update， drops.
在冰冷幽蓝的深海里，生长着形态各异的蓝紫色植被。在这里，所有的能量都以液体的形式存储，而巨大半透明的高塔正不断散发着奇异的光芒，控制着整个区域。整座试验场就是以这座高塔为中心，以及周围多个试验区域环绕组成，而各个区域靠着一种类似于生物神经
Shaped
链
like
形状的通路
biological
相连接。
neural.
这是
Oh
漂泊者
man.
首次踏入这座神秘的海
This is gonna be like, that means like we're gonna have to skate kind of like Sonic,
底
like
试
the
验
Sonic
场。
game mode
在这里
there.，
由于一些原因，原本的门扉与机关被失序的旋律所改变，仅靠外力无法纠正与打开。不过不用担心，弗诺诺说万物皆由频率构成。在这
Oh
里，
wait, so you have to get the weapon in 3 days. I mean, I can just swipe, but like that's the problem. I don't want to swipe that much. I don't want to swipe too much money into the game. And the problem is that like the more the game, see, like I would spend a lot more money if they actually give me more wins. For example, if I win more 50-50s, I probably would have like S6 more characters. But like since I'm losing so much, I became much more wary of where I'm spending my money. And that's what they keep doing to me. And then eventually, like if I lose enough time, I just stop playing.
漂泊者可以体验到新的交互玩法。在
So
试
like
验场内
it's,
有
you
调
know,
律台分布在地图的不同位置，漂泊者将在弗诺诺的协
it's
助
not
下，
a big deal.
通
It's
过
just
调
kind of
律
sad.
将音符引领至正确的位置，从而改变门和机关的状态，就可以
Why is that?
顺利通过了。同时，漂泊者在这里还会拥有一个全新的道具——猩红指挥棒，在特定情况下激活，通过调律改变事物的状态，漂泊者可以巧妙运用它来控制部分瞬息万变的机关。
Wait,
为
what?
自己巧妙运用它。
That is so funny. That is so funny. That's definitely the first time I'm seeing like a real time like physics based like action, right, happening in like a gacha game. like I don't want to say this. I don't want to like trigger any like any some sort of like gacha tribalism, but like Genshin could never. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen Genshin a feature in Genshin where like you can activate a trap and then the enemy gets attacked by the trap.
来控制部分瞬息
Well,
万
like
变的
like
机
to be
关
fair,
会
it's
自己
I never
根据
seen
一
it
些
at
反
all.
应
Like
和
even in
操作
something
的
like
时
Tower
间
Fantasy or
这个道
something.
具还有个特殊的作用，在主线任务里装备使用时，漂泊者对普通敌人发动攻击。当敌人累计特定次数的受击后，在道具效果结束的瞬间，
That is so
被
cool.
攻击的普通敌人将承受大额伤害，被立即击杀。在部分剧情体
That
验
is
的
so
特殊
cool.
环节，漂泊者们还将在这里用各种不同的特别行动方式，穿梭于银海试验场的各个区域之间。
那么话说，这么重要的
Wait,
实验场，
that chain attacks. That is so cool. That oh man, it reminds me of like some scenes on like animes or like other games. Oh, I cannot remember on the top of my head right now.
一定也有很多重兵把守吧？而且弗洛洛对这里的地形好像也挺熟悉的，看来残星会我这里也脱不了干系。
确实，漂泊者、残星会、芬莱克三方势力将会在此展开角逐。在这里，不只有从事巡视研究的工作人员，我们也会在这里遭遇一批新型敌人——残星深海造将。
Oh, there's a new guy.
是残星会的新面。
Okay, there's new Ooh, this design, it reminds me of like, oh man, it reminds me of other games too. They have so many of these design that reminds me of other games. And also like the fact that they have the crown here means they're under the control of the Dark Tide, the Leviathan. Because like this crown is like a sign of control, right? Mind control.
有一种好久不见的老对手再次登场的感觉了。但是看他们的
Wait, isn't this like the stuff that like what was it again? Weld uses like that the walking cane?
外形，感觉异化程度比之前更加严重了。
哎，霸王，除了这两位，我觉得漂泊者们可能会对另一位新敌人的真面孔也很感兴趣。
哦，
在2.5版本故事的结尾，漂泊者将会和修会
Fenrico. Oh, there we go, Fenrico.
至于芬莱克的战
Oh yeah, like see, like judging by the scene there, like
斗表现如
Frolova is
就等
here
漂
to
泊者进
help.
入剧情，亲自体验了。
I don't know if you guys know, but like this reminds me of the fight that we have in Warhammer. The most recent Warhammer. Let me check real quick. Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2. There's a scene where like the enemy is like protected by a barrier and then you have to fight outside of it. This is kind of reminds me of that. Not gonna lie.
同时，2.5版本会新增全新深海共鸣回响芬莱克与深海
Reminiscence.
共鸣回响。
See, I was right earlier with the prediction earlier. Like Fenrico, you actually have to fight Fenrico as a boss, so that's why like they had to improve the model because now you can get them as an echo.
像弗诺德利斯一样，是在战胜非残像敌人之后留下的战斗回响，以及全新梦魇深海、梦魇赫卡特、
Nightmare
梦魇
Hecate,
震夺乐师、
Tamborinus,
梦魇破霜猎手、
Glass.
梦魇审判战士。
They got Nightmare for like the
而他们的
first,
深海
like for the 1-star
是
echoes.
2.5版本
Interesting. They're doing Nightmare for like 1-star echoes too. So definitely like for 1-star echoes definitely getting some love here.
即将推出的全新深海和鸣
New Sonata. Ooh, interesting. Look at that. The set is only 3-piece. They're mixing it up now. Holding 0 resonance energy increase crit rate by 20% and grants echo skill damage. Okay, interesting. Bro. Fuck whoever designed this echo. What do you mean it's just a mask? Look at this echo. I'm gonna go eat now, but have a good rest of stream. Hey, Az, thank you so much for stopping by. It's nice seeing you again. Have a good night. Rest well. I will also be ending stream after I finish reacting to this. Don't you worry. But yes, who the hell designed this echo? Because like it's a mask. It's just a mask.
名效果，
Bro.
失去彼岸之梦。这套和鸣套装3件深骸就可触发和鸣效果。在2.5版本更新后，漂泊者可以传送至阡陌城岛梦魇聚落刷取失去彼岸之梦和鸣套装所需的扩斯的1以及扩斯的3的深骸。阡陌城岛梦魇聚落每日刷新固定数量的残像。漂泊者
Oh, okay. You can only do it as oh no, I don't like this. I don't like what they're doing here. They're trying new things. They're trying to limit this now. So you guys see what do you guys see what I'm just reading just now? So Fallen Grave Nightmare Nest. So this is gonna be like a nightmare spawn, like a nightmare echo. It's gonna have a limit. So you don't need to use the stamina, but they have like a limited number of like try that you can do. So you can only kill the enemy. The enemy only spawn a certain number of time. I don't like this.
阡陌城岛梦魇聚落每日刷新。
It's not that because this kind of defeats the purpose of like Wuthering Wave, where like you can kind of keep grinding. But like now, even the open world grinding is being limited now, right?
数量的残像。
Because like think about it like this: the boss echoes, like the nightmare bosses, you can keep fighting them just fine. So I don't know why this one has to be capped.
漂泊者无需消耗结晶波片，即可在此获取。
So personally, I don't like this.
太好了，深海玩法一直也是各位漂泊者们十分关心的部分。
Rovers can Caliban with this new set. Yeah, I do care about it. That's why. You know, I find this to be funny. Echoes collecting echoes has always been something that Rovers really cared about. Yes, you know we cared about it. So why are you limiting like the amount of times we can do it? Why are you limiting it? If you know we cared about it, why are you limiting it?
能够丰富各位漂泊者们的深海搭配选择。那么现在为大家带来本次前瞻通讯的第二个。
All right, we're gonna skip that.
回来，接下来霸王，我们是不是应该给漂泊者们带来2.5版本的活动相关情报了？
They're testing the limits. I guess they've been testing the limits for a while. I don't know if you noticed, but like in a lot of like updates that is happening in the past like couple of version has been like more centered toward like selling us more stuff now, which I guess that it's I want to say it's fair, but it definitely looks annoying when you're doing it like that, right? Because like they kind of fucked it up and like when they were doing the launch, when they were launching the game, so they had to like kind of fix the game first. And then now now that the game is getting more stable, they're trying to testing the limit now. And I don't know why I don't know if this is like has been the plan since the beginning, or if this is like something that they have to do because like the investor wants the money back, right? Because like if you in case you guys didn't know what I'm talking about, in the recent updates they changed the battle pass where like every time you claim the reward, they're gonna ask you, they're gonna try to upsell you. They're gonna try to be like, hey, do you want to upgrade your battle pass because you're missing out on all these rewards, like every time you claim I think every 5 level or something like that. And then as you guys saw earlier, the shop, they changed the layout of the shop, and then they added all this like extra like, oh, this is like a plus 76% value and all that good stuff, right? They're changing that too. I think the other way would be like giving out the outfit voucher, for example. And then, of course, like as I've said in the beginning, when they were designing the game, they designed all of these like different currencies that you have to collect. For example, like pulling for weapons and pulling for the characters are different currencies, and then you can make the mistake that I made earlier by like redeeming the wrong currencies, and then they're hoping that like if someone makes the mistake, they would be like, oh, and now you're gonna spend more because now you need to get the weapons. And I feel like they've been doing this more and more. And then and also, of course, they're trying they sold us the glider skins, right? Now, granted, it's definitely they did add some value in it because they added the astrites too into like the sets, but you still kind of see that like there's definitely a lot of like the more recent patches they've been doing more and more business moves is basically what I'm trying to say, because like the whole 1 point something patch, like the whole version before 2.0, there's no business move at all. It's just like, you know, free gifts and like game fixes, content. And then like 2.0 was a big reveal, a new map and everything like that, and it's still no like not exactly any business move. I think business move starts around 2.2, I believe. 2.2, 2. I think maybe 2.0 or 2.3. I think the more recent patches definitely.
是的，那先给大家介绍一下2.5版本角色活动换取的相关信息。
So again, I don't know if this is something that the investor wants or if this is something that's already been designed since the beginning by by Solon, obviously as the CEO, right? Because like, you know, who knows, maybe Solon does not want this, but then like the investor be like, hey, like you've been spending so much money trying to fix this game, now we need the money back.
将率先开启，漂泊者们可以从中分别换取全新的5星共鸣者弗洛洛，以及5星共鸣者洛可可。同时，全新5星音感仪、幽冥的忘忧章以及5星碧凯悲喜剧的活动换取也将同期开启。在前面的换取活动结束后，5星共鸣者布兰特的活动换取燃焰雨海和5星共鸣者坎特雷拉的活动换取硬海之梦也将同步开启。同时，5星驯刀不灭航路以及5星音感仪海的呢喃的活动换取也将同步开启。介绍完活动换取，在2.5版本中，我们将开放全新的休闲活动
Leisure event called
幻梦游
Fantasma
园。在这个
Dreamland.
可爱的活动中，弗洛洛化身深海游乐园的园长，
Oh
他将引
no.
领乐园重焕活力。
哎，霸王，听起来还蛮有意思的呢。
在活动中，每个关卡存在多个阶段，每个阶段都有不同的深海在此打工。
Oh
弗洛洛
god,
需要
what is
合
this
理安
about?
排他们的工作，收集足够多的乐园券，完成经营目标，才可以维持乐园的正常运转哦。每个阶段的收益是由场上的所有深海的收益总和所决定的。点击深海即可查看它的梦境属性以及收益详情。
哎，是我们的老朋友
TFT.
丁东东。
This does not look
没
like
想到
TFT.
平时逃不过漂泊者的关爱，在乐园里还要给弗洛诺打工。哎，每3天还会生成一只。我要在我的乐园里组一个叮咚咚小队。
易策划，你的想法很有趣哦。
Doesn't look like the TFT to me, but maybe maybe I'm
深海
wrong.
数量是有限的，并且各阶段也会有着天数限制，所以合理安排深海们的
I mean, I
上
never
场
played
也是很
TFT to
重
be
要的
fair.
那
I've
霸
only
王
watched it.
有没有一些小技巧可以让我更好的经营乐园呢？
这就到了考察经营策略的时候了。就像我们刚刚看到的，吞噬之梦是叮咚咚的深海梦境属性，而具备这一梦境属性的深海还有很多，能力也各不相同。比如这只紫雨鹿，它的能力是可以吞噬其他的深海，并获得乐园
Can
券。
devour other
会吞噬
echoes.
深海，虽然对收益来说
Wait, it
被
does
吞
seems
掉
like
不是坏
TFT,
事，
but like with like a
但还是
twist.
有些不忍
I'm
心
not
了。
sure. I think it kind of is
但只要将
like
它们合理搭配
TFT,
就
but
可
with
以
a
更快
twist, like
更
with
好地
the
实
whole
现我们的
tiling
收益
system
目
there.
标了。同时，随着关卡的推进，还将解锁更多的深海梦境属性，配合关卡选择合适的属性，可以更轻松的经营乐园哦。此外，部分关卡存在多种难度，通关不同难度将解锁更多的乐园道具、乐园增益效果和乐园成员。成员与道具，点击乐园图鉴即可查看。这里有一个小彩蛋，选中不同的深海成员，还可以听听他们的声音哦。
I wonder if it's a mix of like TFT and maybe something like I don't know, Plant vs Zombie.
参与活动可以获得新生以及活动专属
Astrites,
给予
time
印
limited,
章
including
乐园
exclusive
幻梦
event sigil.
深
Oh, I
海
love the
意
sigil.
象梦
Probably the first. I think it's the first sigil where like you could actually get to see a character. I think.
专属
I mean,
给予
if my
印章
memory serves
乐园
correctly.
幻梦深海意象梦魇 缭照之气
Phantom
等
Night
现实奖励。在
Phantom Nightmare Echo. These titles are getting longer. So you get the echoes, and then you get the phantom version of them, and then you get the nightmare echoes, and then you get the phantom version of the nightmare echoes.
2.5 版本结束后，没有完成幻梦游园活动的漂泊者，依然可以通过常驻活动界面参与活动，并获取常驻奖励哦。
阳光、草地、微风，与可爱的深海伙伴一起共度乐园的悠闲时光吧。
对了，一策划，你地图上的异彩画都解完了吗？
那是必须的，我很喜欢这个玩法。地图上的异彩画早就被我挖得干干净净了。
是的，一部分漂泊者也很喜欢这个玩法，并且期望挑战更多类型、更多难度的异彩画。因此，我们在这次2.5版本中带着异彩画的玩法活动，异彩画册来了。这一
Overflowing
次
palette?
需要漂泊者
Oh
再次出手
god,
解
it's
决
this
异彩画的
puzzles
危机
again.
在规定的次数限制内，将画中的格子全部染成目标的颜色，修复画册，重现。
I haven't even played the old one
在本次活动
because
中
I've been
将会
keeping
有
because
3
I
种的
really
难度
love the
模式
aesthetic that the wind like these things basically are giving to the map, like how everything loses its color. So I've been keeping them
完成
around.
简单和普通模式只是个开始，更具挑战性的困难模式也等待着大家。
哎，还有困难模式，太好了，我已经迫不及待了。
完成对应关卡挑战，可获得新生、经验材料等相关奖励，期待各位漂泊者们前来挑战。除此之外，在2.5版本，金梦海床索拉电影节将会开放2个全新关卡，完成关卡即可获得新生、吉旅印章等奖励。对于这个玩法，此前我们收到了很多反馈，为了能让大家在更短的时间内更顺畅地完成索拉电影节的探索，我们也进行了许多玩法优化与功能调整。首先是节点推荐等级标注与战斗节点快速扫荡功能。在2.5版本更新后，漂泊者可以直接在地图上看到不同节点的推荐队伍等级，从而方便地判断是否要进行挑战。同时，如果自身队伍等级超出该战斗节点推荐等级
Exceeds the recommended level by 15 or more, you can just
则
skip
可以
it.
直接进行扫荡，大幅
Okay,
提
thank
升探
God.
索效率。其次，为了让漂泊者对该玩法拥有更清晰的视觉体验，我们对羁绊显示、招募
You see, I don't really mind, right? Having like new game modes and everything. I think the problem that I have with new game modes, like all these new game modes, is that they're all limited. Like, bro, like imagine if you're like let's say you're playing GTA, right? And then you get you get the new event where you can kind of like race with someone, and then like you learn how to race, and then you get good, and then one day they just remove the racing system. You cannot race anymore. Now they introduce a new racing where you get to use motorcycles instead, and like it drives differently and everything like that, and no, like if I'm gonna have to learn the new mode, let me keep it around. Especially if they make it so complicated, right?
近战编队
Like think about it, something like in Genshin they have the TCG, the card game. Like people can complain, people can say anything they want about the card game, right? Whether they hate it or they like it. I think the thing that I like about the TCG is that it's permanent. You can always come back to it anytime. So like again, this is like a problem of like spending time and effort into something that does not, something that sticks around, because like once you get good with the TCG, the game mode is still there. Whenever you want to play it, you can come back to it, right? But like the problem with like if this game mode becomes limited, what the problem is that like once if the game mode goes away, now everything that you learn about the game mode is gone. And that just sounds horrible. That sounds like a wasted time and a wasted effort.
与容觉爆发等 UI 交互方式也进行了优化，调整了整个羁绊面板的显示排版与显示区域，对不同羁绊激活等级做了对应的颜色拆分， 优化了招募商店与近战编队的信息显示。
Don't you agree, Maple? Like, imagine like if you learn, you know, if you're trying hard to like be able to do a game mode and then they just take away the game mode
比
after
如
that.
战斗胜利后的奖励可以一键
Like
领取
next time a new game mode comes up, you feel less inclined to play it. Don't you think? Like, you know, oh, like the game mode is gonna go away anyway. Like, you know, might as well. Like, the more you make it like that, the more mindless people would be. And then, like, you know, maybe some people get mindless enough that they just keep playing. But like, at least for me, like, the less I care about the gameplay, the more I would, like, you know, less likely I would stick around. Duh. You know, I cannot get the character that I wanted. And then now I don't even get to play the game modes that I wanted. Like, why would I stick around?
对剧情结局相关的事件做了新的外观样式，招募列表的上限提升，事件内的加速移动等等的功能优化。更多细节优化内容就不在这里为各位漂泊者们一一介绍啦。希望大家可以在这次版本更新后直接前往进行体验，并且伴随着新关卡4号影厅拉古纳莱克与5号影厅电影馆事件的上映。
Oh, that's new theater, unlike Dreaming Deep.
是
I think Dreaming Deep is permanent, right? I think it's just the reward that is like limited. So maybe it is permanent.
迎来结局，希望各位漂泊者们喜欢这个故事。
好，那我们继续。
OK， 与以往更新的区域有所不同，银海试验场是一个隐秘且相对封闭的区域，但漂泊者们可以用镜头勘察实验场的未知区域，探秘幽深海底。对此，我们也开放了暗海勘察留影收集
Deep
活
Sea
动，完成
Survey.
收集即可。
I like this because like the same, like, you know, the way they describe it, it always looks like an event, right? But it's actually not an event. It's a permanent thing.
获取包
The
含
photo
新增在
collection
内
event is not really an event. It's an actual. It's a photo collection. You know, it's a feature. Once they added this, like it stays there. I still have all like the events that I still have to complete for like each new region.
还有潮汐逆文限时勘察活动、参与活动、完成区域内的活跃活动即可获取对应奖励。当然，我们熟悉的7日签到活动
7
华彩
days
赠礼也会在
login.
更新后准时和大家见面。
Okay,
好，介绍完活动和玩法
we've，covered the
我们这次
gameplay.
也
Let's
同样
talk
带来了游戏日常体验方
quality
面
of
的优化
life. Here we go.
是的，首先说一下深海吧。深海一直是明朝游戏体验中非常重要的一环，而对于日常深海的养生体验，我们也在持
Shit,
续
I
重
kind of
点
want to go
关
to
注
the
并
bathroom
进行
again.
优化
I。don't want to
在
extend
2.5
this
版本
any
中，
longer
我们
though.
将为漂泊者们新增深海
I'm hanging in
同步
there,
调节
guys.
功能。漂泊
Echo
者可以
synced.
在深海
Thank
强化
God, we don't
界面
have to keep changing pages
在
anymore.
快捷放入材料旁的设置按钮内，选择是否开启同步调节功能。开启这个功能后，
This is
在
gonna
深
make
海
it so
强化界面
fast.
调节器将会被自动放入，消耗对应数量的深海经验道具将会自动匹配对应数量的调节器。漂泊者们点击强化并调节按钮，就能直接对该深海完成升级与调节啦。
也就是说，开启同步调节功能后，无需再次点击深海调节按钮，就可以实现深海的强化与调节同步进行，确实省去了很多操作步骤哦。
没错，不过当然啦，喜欢自己手动调节的漂泊者也是可以
See？
选择关闭该。
See what I'm talking about? Add a toggle. Now, if you can only add the toggle for the fucking auto aim, please. Again, they like these kind of things is the reason why I keep hoping that they would add a toggle for the auto aim. It's because they added a toggle for a lot of things. Like auto aim is such an easy thing to like add. Like it's the same as like immersive mode, right? Like you can just toggle it and then you never have to worry about it.
该功能的。在2.5版本更新后，我们还新增了深海管理方案系统。漂泊者
But like I
可以
feel like the tuning thing, I think it brings the parity to Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, because like, you know, when you upgrade in Honkai Star Rail and Genshin, it's already doing the same thing, right? The moment you reach a certain level, you get to see the stats. So like now you just, you know, now they're just reaching a parity basically. Because now you can upgrade and see the stats immediately without like going to a second page to do it. So I feel like it's not like, it's definitely a good improvement, but like I think it's an improvement that is like long overdue.
可以在数据屋内的数据融合界面内设置方案。深海管理方案分为自动锁定方案与自动弃置方案。 并且在单独的页签下分开管理。漂泊者点击此功能，可编辑方案，勾选对于深海品质、cost、和鸣效果、主属性的需求选项，并保存与启用对应的方案，即可在获取深海时，依据启用的方案进行自动锁定与自动弃置的操作。此功能对游戏内任何产出深海的途径都生效。对了，每类方案最多可以自行设置与启用25个，
也就是说，不需要再手动一个个操作了。未来我们可以快速地对产出的深海进行分类，对想要的深海进行自动上锁，不是自己想要属性的深海就自动弃置吗？
没错。同时，我们也在此系统里还新增了推荐方案功能，对于一些常用和鸣效果预设了一些锁定和弃置的方案。漂泊者点击此功能，一键导入多套推荐方案后，手动启用即可。希望这项优化能给大家的深海养成带来更好的体验哦。另外，我们在索纳指南的周期挑战中还新增了一个集合页签“梦魇浮除”，页签内包含梦魇残像及特异梦魇指引，方便有需要的漂泊者快速选择进行挑战。比如，漂泊者也可以通过梦魇浮除页签，快速传送至我们刚刚提及过的阡陌沉岛梦魇聚落，刷取失去彼岸之梦套装的梦魇残像。还可以在此页签内选择想要挑战的梦魇领主，快速前往挑战。
深海的获取
Oh, so you can like
想要挑战的梦魇梦套
wait
装的
quick
梦魇
access
残像。
to Nightmare Tacit Discord. Wait, does that mean like you can just like you don't have to find them? Because like I thought you can already teleport to them, boo. Hmm. 36 times a day?
一个集合
Wait, I feel like I missed. I had to check something on my phone, so I missed. I think I missed it. Which one is 36?
上锁速的对，不需要
Oh, like this is like the auto lock and stuff. I mean that's nice. It's definitely a welcome. Like I think like this is something that like Girls Frontline already had to begin with. I think Genshin Impact already has it, and I feel like Wuthering Wave doesn't. Yeah, definitely new for Wuthering Wave. So like that's definitely great. So, you know, some of the features they're definitely behind, and they're finally reaching parity now, at least. Oh wait! I'm wondering if they're doing something different. So all of these texts are the same, right? So I'm wondering if you can customize the plan. So instead of like, I think like the way they do it in Genshin and like in Girls Frontline, right? Is that like when or like even in like Honkai Star Rail, is that like when you get like for this set, if you get a certain stuff, then they're gonna lock it for you, but like that's basic. You can just make one. You don't have to do it for each element. You can just make one big recipe here, I think, based on like what I'm seeing right now. Genshin Lock sucks. I mean, like all of them works the same way, right? For example, like in Girls Frontline, I don't know how it works in Genshin because I haven't played Genshin in a while. But like I think in Honkai Star Rail and like in Girls Frontline, is that like when you farming a certain set, you have like a specific condition where like, oh, if it has like crit rate and crit damage, you're gonna insta lock it immediately or something like that, right? But like here, the way they do it is that like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna make this one rule, right? This one kind of like slot where like for this three sets, like right, the three sets, like the fire, the ice, and the wind, like the arrow, the fusion, and like the glacio, right? Like if I get attack on those, insta lock. So they can do like, so instead of like doing it per element per Sonata set, like per set, they're just doing it like you can make a custom rule. But why is there 7 plans? Because you can make one plan for all of them. You can make one plan for all of them. Like look at the way they designed the UI. So you can add what sets you want this rule to apply to, and then what echo costs you want it to apply to. So there is like more modularity and more granularity, right? You can make the plan based on like the cost of the echoes. You can make the plan based on the rarity of the echoes. You can make the plan based on the element of the like the attributes of the echoes. And also, I cannot hold it. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And like to elaborate on like the previous point, I think they're definitely doing with the whole like copy, take notes and improve. I think that's what I've been doing, right? That the reason they haven't done this system is that they want to do it better. I just don't know why it takes so long to do it, because like I feel like this is something that would like, this is an idea that I could probably come up the moment I designed the system. So I don't know what's the deal with like all these gacha games like doing things badly at first and then improving it after. I wonder if it's just like a marketing strategy with like how like, do you know how like some companies love doing 2 steps forward, 1 steps backward? Is that like anchoring or something like that? I know there's like a certain marketing like strategy where like you sets off like a bad precedence, and then you dial it back, and then you can be like, oh, we listen, kind of thing. For example, like I think like the Borderland incident. I don't know if you guys know about Borderland 4, but like the CEO was talking about like mentioning about like how they don't like the CEO of the company was mentioning about how they don't know they're not sure about the price of the game, that it might be $80, right? And then they were like, but like people that love the game, love the franchise is gonna buy the game either way. And now everybody is mad because they say like the game might be $80, and everyone was like, what the fuck do you mean $80, right? Everyone was mad, and then when the game launches it was $70, so everyone was like, oh, it's not $80, it's just $70. They were playing with us, and then they happily bought the game. And then like it's like, we used to be mad about $70. And now people are like, oh, it's just $70, it's not 80. And like I don't know if that's like what they're doing here, but it's like I don't know. I feel like when I know I don't have the degree to back it up, but like I feel like if I were to design the system, I would have come up with it in the first place.
对了，每类方案最多可以自行设置与启用25个。
But I'm not a game dev, I
不
guess.
需要再手动一个个操作了。未来我们可以快速的对产出的生骸进行分类，对想要的生骸进行自动上锁。不是自己想要属性的生骸就自动弃置吗？
没错，同时我们也在此系统里还新增了推荐方案功能，对于一些常用和鸣效果预设了一些。
Ooh, they also have a suggested so you can okay, so you have like a.
漂泊者点击此功能，一键导入多套推荐方案后，手动启用即可。希望这项优化能给大家的深海养成带来更好的体验哦。另外，我们在唢呐指南的周期挑战中还新增了一个集合夜签梦魇浮厨，
Nightmare
包含梦魇才像及
Purification.
特异
Oh, okay. So they added a tab for the nightmare specifically.
梦魇指引，方便
Okay.
有需要的漂泊者快速
Now I
选择
understand.
进
Because
行
like I keep wondering, but like why we have to do like, you know, we always been able to like teleport to them immediately. So I don't know why they added this, but like now they get their own tabs.
挑战，比如漂泊者梦魇领主快速前往挑战。
深海的获取变得更加方便了呢。
另外，随着多次版本更新，越来越多的共鸣者的加入，原本5个队伍的编队数量上限开始有些不够用了。在2.5版本更新后，我们将编队界面的队伍数量提升至
Nice.
10组，
They added they expanded the list of
并且
like
全场景
the thing.
覆盖。希望
In the map there were like 0 to 36 for farming those new echoes. If under this, it should be 36 times a day. I think that's for the new for the. So I think what they meant is, I think the limit is not for the bosses, it's for the other one, the one cost echoes.
页签内包含梦魇残像及特异梦魇指引，方便有需要的漂泊者。
So because like this is the one that we were talking about earlier, having a time limit. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but like this is the one, the Nightmare Garden or something, Nightmare Garden Nest. But like the bosses, I think is still gonna be the same as usual. It's just these one cost echoes, because like I think what they're trying to do is that like I don't know what they're trying to do. I think what they're trying, like, you know,
快速选择进行
I
挑战
couldn't。think, you know.
比如，漂泊者也可以通过梦魇浮除页签，快速传送至我们刚刚提及过的
See? So like this is for the Nightmare Garden. This is the one that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, you're right. There's 0 to 36 here. This is the one that I was talking about earlier, right? The Nightmare Garden have a spawn limit. So you can only get 36 echoes out of like this garden nest, and then tomorrow you have to come back. But this only applies for the nest and not the bosses, which I still really
阡陌
hate.
陈岛梦魇之
Because
作
the whole point of the game is supposed to be that you know, you can keep farming the echoes endlessly without like. To be fair, the echoes can technically run out, you know, yada yada. The open world does not respawn until the day after, but the open world is so big that you can technically, you know, do them for a couple hours. And 36 is not that much, especially if you have someone like Jinsei. You can just nuke them every like 10 seconds and then be done in like less than an hour.
我们将编队界面的队伍
Now it's more convenient. It saves time. It's I feel like the philosophy that they used to design that Nightmare Nest is the same as like designing dailies for gacha games. Is that like it condenses the experience of the game into a 5-10 minute time,
队伍数量提升
which
至
I hate, because that means usually that means they limit how much you can play. Like I don't want to be limited in how much I can play. Like as like, you know, but then again, this game is made in China where they have a time limit.
10组，并
So
且
some people cannot spend 8 hours a day grinding when like during the weekends or something.
全场景覆盖，希望能帮助漂泊者们更加灵活地保存常用的共鸣者队伍。
对，这个改进可以帮漂泊者省去一些频繁调整的麻烦，在不同的情况下直接切换合适的队伍，省时又省力。
是的，另外呢，2.5版本还会针对部分共鸣者新增技能、背景音乐开关的便
Enabling and disabling skill music.
捷功能。
Where is the auto aim?
我们可以根据自己的需求，在共鸣者技能页面点击对应开关滑块来进行调整。希望这个小优化
Why can't I toggle the music but not the auto aim?
满足大家在不同场景下的偏好。好的，以上就是本次前瞻给大家带来的优化内容介绍啦。更多情报，请大家关注后续官方公告哦。那么接下来也给大家带来了周边相关的情报。首先给各位漂泊者们介绍的是明朝金生朝营主题彩胶礼盒。
Oh. This is technically closer towards like the idea that I pitch on a random stream. I was telling about like, you know how like single player, like non-live service games usually sell their music. you know, the high quality version, the FLAC version, the high quality MP3 version. Usually they sell it in like deluxe edition or something. Like think about like something like Elden Ring, or like if you're like if you know if you're buying a game that has like a deluxe edition, right? Usually they sell the music, right? I don't know why Gacha Games does not do that. I don't know why Wuthering Wave could not just sell that on like Steam or something. So I can have like a high quality version of the music that they have made, because like you can enjoy it on Spotify and everything like that, but I kind of want to have the high quality version too. Definitely better than like this freaking like vinyl box.
一起聆听游戏乐章在彩胶碟片上流转。喜爱明朝音乐的漂泊者们一定不要错过。
This is a must.
礼盒内
It's not a must have. Oh wait, it's a gift box. Okay.
还有更多周边及待解锁的神秘惊喜。
Because like I don't have a vinyl. Like why would I buy this?
除了音乐之
Like
外，
I love music. I love high quality music, but I don't have a vinyl.
我们还将为
And I'm not gonna buy them and then ship them from like outside of like the country, and then when it arrives it breaks and it has
弗洛洛
cracks on it or
单人
something.
企划空运彼岸主
But I think it also makes sense in I can understand that it's in theme with her being like a classical base like character, like a classical theme character. Also, like I really love this pose. Oh my god, she's kind of hot here.
主题周边。不久后就与各位漂泊者们见面了。优雅神秘的音乐家弗洛洛即将在彼岸之境奏响专属乐章。
哇哦，居然是摘下绷带的弗诺诺，让我更加期待了呢。
没错，未来我们还推出更多精美的周边企划，漂泊者们可以持续关注明朝官方社媒账号，了解更多的周边最新情报。
好，那么为大家送上最后一个兑换码，请大
通讯的全部内容。
的亲歌将于7月24日正式
Yeah,
开
July 24th. So yeah, upcoming week.
启。那些深海埋
The way she looks in this animation here, there is like a bit of like sad and innocence, and then like a bit of like, I don't know, it doesn't seem evil to me the way she looks here, at least. Like, you know, you can kind of see that our characters are determined and stuff, like in terms of expression, and then you can kind of see that has like the evil vibe on like the face expression. But like if you look at her, she doesn't seem like fully evil. So maybe we'll find out as we play through the story. But like I feel like my guess earlier was kind of accurate. Is that like the reason the preview was kind of short is because there isn't much content technically in this patch. It's mostly just like an expansion of like the previous patch and like some leisure events. I think like in total I'm counting like 3 actual events and 1 expansion. So yeah, it's kind of bare.
就留待各位
It's
漂泊
definitely a
者
filler.
亲自去发掘和探索啦。
But also it's a new map, I guess. You know, for we say filler, right? But like a filler with like a whole new map to explore. Technically should have also like more chests and everything like that. So like I'd say I guess for a filler it's gonna be pretty
7
big.
月24日，
It's
让我
pretty
们在
big
生
filler.
态中相遇，咱们不见不散，拜拜。
This is really cute. I was just trying to check to make sure like there's like no like kind of like Marvel like after like post credit scene or something like that, like the usual where they would like put in some teasers. But that is actually really cute. The fact that they animated all that. But yeah, I think that's the end of the reaction right there. Overall, I don't know. I'm pretty mixed bag. Like again, like of course, if you guys are watching till the end right now, you guys probably have heard like a lot of like what I'm, my opinion on like things that they do, my theories and all that. Is it like again like conclusion? It's a pretty big filler patch. It's big, but it's still filler. I feel like. I mean, like, if anything, it definitely has relation to the main quest, and I'm wondering if this is gonna be like kind of like a Jinxie's like arc, like with the updates that we have in like 1.1, where like where you get to know the character throughout the main story. Because like like they've been doing this for a while now. Whenever a character gets have their story explained in the main story, they usually don't get a companion quest. Easiest example would be Jinxie and Changli. So you get you get the teaser about Changli's like background story and everything like that, but you don't get the full details. So she got her own companion story, and then Jinxie's story gets explained throughout the main story as you try to find her, right? And because of that, she doesn't have a companion story. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be like the case for Lova, where like her main story, like her background story is gonna be explained throughout the main quest right here. And so it's gonna be she won't have like a companion story. So like maybe next time Augusta is gonna have like her own companion story. Because like I feel like they're also doing that, like after they tell a story, a character's story from like the main story, usually they don't do that on the next character. That way they can like save up the companion story for some like other times. And like for example, like I think they're doing it the same thing when they were doing Xiang Liao and Jichi, right? Because like you get a teaser of both. You get Xiang Liao's background story from the event quest, which is kind of like quoting. I kind of hate it because it kind of goes against the philosophy that I have, is that like if a quest is important for the story, it should not be a time limited thing. And like now everyone that missed the Xiang Liao event, the moon chasing festival or something like that, now they don't understand Xiang Liao's like background story. And Jachi Jachi's story gets touched a bit when you were doing the moon festival, but then it's not really like she's not the main character of the story, it's Xiang Liao, so Jachi gets her own companion story. And I think the same is the case in Camellia and Shorekeeper, right? You get to know Shorekeeper throughout her main story, her main quest, like the main quest. And Camellia is here and there, or like doesn't, or maybe like during the event, during the main story, she doesn't exist at all. And you kind of talk about it with her after that, and now she gets a companion story after that. So like I think that's the way they design it. They kind of divide the content that way, like they can keep the content flowing, like main story, like character arc on a main story for like character that is like super important. So like Jinxie, super important to like the main story, right? Shorekeeper, super important to the main story. And now Frolova apparently is going to be super important to the main story too, because she's going to get her story on the main quest. And Cardatia is also get her whole arc inside the main story. And Cantarella gets her own companion story. So technically, her quote unquote story is over when she kind of like gives up like her resonator, like her second resonance. The moment she gave up her second resonance, she becomes like a side character. She's not like the main cast anymore. Right. So as you guys can see, like a lot of these characters that has their character, like their story in the main story, kind of like sticks around a lot more. And everyone else gets a side companion, like a companion's quest. So yeah, overall, I think it's okay. I don't see anything that is like super eye catching so far. I mean, like I'm not saying it's a bad patch. I'm not saying it's a bad new region or anything like that. If anything, I think like for a filler, considering you get like a new area, I feel like it's definitely like the same vibe as like what we have in 1.1 when they do the Jinxie main quest, Jinxie Changli, like the Jinxie and Changli main quest, and then like the Jinxie main quest, and then they got a whole new region for it, right? I feel like this is the same kind of like design. But I'm also really surprised that they moved on so fast from Septimon. Considering that we moved like we like Septimon is a big area, and then like we like immediately gets thrown into like another new map. So like so far, like the way they design new areas have been like, wait, I think there's like a certain pattern to it, right? 1.0 release, 1.1 I forgot Mount Firmament. And then in 2.0 Arena Sita, 2.1 is the fishing event, I believe, right? Was it 2.1 or 2.3? I think it's 2.1 because 2.3 is Zani. So yeah, 2.1 is like the fishing event. You get the Riccioli Islands, right? So I think that's what they're trying to do. Every time there's a new region, the next one is gonna be like a smaller new region. I'm wondering if that's what they're gonna do. And also, apparently they're doing like a new big region every 4 or 5 patches so far. Like based on the pattern that we've seen, right? So 1.0 is it's a big region, obviously the launch of the game, blah blah blah. 1.2, smaller region, and 1.1, and then another update, a filler, like a filler-ish 1.2, and then 1.3. I believe 1.3 is the Black Shores, and then 1.4 we get the I think the Camellia. Was it the Camellia companion story? And like the Somnus and like the Somnium or something like that. Page. No, patches. Wiki. There we go. Let's see. Let's see whether I'm right or not. Okay. So like new area, smaller new area, filler, new area, filler. New area, smaller new area, smaller new area, filler, new area, smaller new area. So yeah, they're definitely trying to condense more. They're definitely putting out more content, at least like from other Gacha games so far. Because like they keep adding like new areas every other patches. So it's definitely not as barren. Like even when you call the patch barren, right? The most barren patch would be the 1.2. And I think that's why they gave a free character in there. So like it's definitely more like much more compelling. That patch is compelling because of the free characters. And ever since that, I feel like even like most of their filler patch always have something in it. So I feel like they're doing a really good job, but also you can kind of see that like in the last 3 patches here, I think like in the last like 3 or 4 patches, they've been upping up their business model too. So we'll have to see where it goes. Like I cannot judge for now. I am not a business expert. I'm not in the game development field either, so I cannot really say for sure. But yeah, that's my impression for the 2.5 preview so far, and the direction that like Wuthering Wave and Kuro games in general are going. Personally, I'm looking forward to it. And depending on how my poll goes in there, maybe I'll keep playing the game or maybe I quit, because like honestly, if I lose the 50-50 again and then I didn't get the weapon, and then the weapon comes super late again, because like the weapon has no 50-50, right? But if the weapon comes super late, like 70 something or 80 even, because I've had that happen, the weapon comes in hard pity, I would be so mad. Then but that's just a me thing, I hope you guys like enjoy the preview, enjoyed my reaction, and I do hope you guys enjoyed the version update when it comes. But yeah, I feel like I've been streaming long enough. It's 4.5 hours.